The football players said like a massage. And good evening, folks. My name is Caden Freelf. I'll be your host tonight as Oregon City will take on Central Catholic alongside me, my color man, Jacob Archer. So tonight, this will be a clash between Oregon football commits and some Oregon State commits and targets. Oregon State coaching staff, at least part of them, is here tonight scouting along with Portland State. Archer, I hear you have some keys to the game for Oregon City.
I do. For the Pioneers this game, keys to offense is at halftime they need to establish the run game by getting about 100 yards rushing at half. They're going to need consistent throwing as they have a couple young, unexperienced quarterbacks as I keep working them in throughout the game. They need good protection against a pretty good Central Catholic pass rush with Lamar and Breeze coming off the edges.
As for Central Catholic offense, they need to get the ball to their playmakers. J.J. Wells is a huge playmaker on the outside with screens and out the deep ball. Also, Brady Breeze will be playing some tailback as well, but the real killer for Oregon City is finding Ronnie Rust. Yes, Rust is only 5'8 or 5'9, but he's extremely elusive out of the backfield and through some halfback screens. But yes, as Archer mentioned, some inconsistent quarterback play can hurt Central Catholic very bad, as it has the past 2 weeks. As for the defensive side of the ball for Central Catholic, Breeze and Winston have to make plays. They have to step up this week and also get pressure on some inexperienced quarterback play for Oregon City.
For the defense for the Pioneers, they really need to set the edge early, not give up the big rushes to the outside if they can get an arm around them. They need pressure on the quarterback, as this quarterback for Catholic doesn't have a great arm, and they really need to get pressure, make him throw the deep ball so he has to get rid of it, and it'll lead to interceptions and lots of punts.
Absolutely.
They need really good protection, or
really good pressure.
Yeah, pressure. Excuse me. Also for the Pioneers, they really need to make sure there's no big plays, as they have a lot of playmakers and not the best offense, but as they're really just trying to spread the ball around, the Pioneers really just need a good job at tackling in open space and really just shutting down Central Catholic's weapons.
I couldn't agree more, as we are almost set for our national anthem. Yeah, tonight is a huge night. So we have number 32, Lamar Winston for Central Catholic. He'll be headed to Eugene next fall. Number 7, Brady Breeze, All-American safety. He'll be headed to Eugene next fall as well. As for number 65, Toby Okafor, he holds multiple offers, including some from Oregon State, Washington State, BYU, Cal. And I mentioned Navy because former offensive lineman and former really good teammate with Okafor last year, TJ Salou, committed to Navy, as he is now a part of the Navy football team and the Navy Academy this year. So I think the recruiting tool of Salou at Navy could lure Okafor there, but at the same time, I think he fits more of an Oregon State or Washington State system to where he can get early playing time and solid experience early on as a freshman and a sophomore.
Even a Cal might be a more good-looking school in the future.
Exactly,
they're really starting to build a pretty solid team. And every year it seems like they're getting better and better.
They're going to take they're going to take the Brendan Scarlett approach, as he was there for the past 3 years, and then he recently transferred to Stanford to be with his brother. And now for the Oregon City side of the ball. Last week, number 49, Tanner Smith, did not play as he had a small knee injury. Well, he's playing through that tonight, as doctors have cleared him to play. Number 11, Sam Mon, has a partially dislocated shoulder, so he will not be suiting up for the Pioneers tonight. But so Smith is back and Mon is out. Oregon City sounds like we'll still rotate 2 quarterbacks tonight between Riley Rexine and Daquan Dennis Lee. The captains tonight for Central Catholic are number 17, Ronnie Rust, number 7, Brady Breeze, number 54, Ethan Gallant, and last but not least, number 26, Steven Erickson. Meanwhile, for your Oregon City Pioneers, we have number 59, Aaron Parker, number 72, Duncan Cranston, number 6, Trevon Bradford, and number 26, Penny Falapaplongi. I just butchered that.
It's a hard one.
That is a hard one. I think that's jersey number 26.
It's hard to see.
It is kind of hard to see. So last week, Oregon City bounced back in a humongous way, plowing over the Lake Ridge Pacers 55-13. It was 41-7 at half. Meanwhile, Central struggled. Central hosted the number 5 team in the nation, St. John Bosco, and got what they paid for. They They brought a powerhouse in, and they got a powerhouse result. Bosco rolled 66-17. But, I mean, at the same time, that's a great learning experience for that team as Bosco, of course, the former home of UCLA starting quarterback Josh Rosen, now is home to the future Husky running back in their backfield. As Oregon City is set to take the field out of the tunnel. Pretty weak crowd here tonight in the stands. I'm very surprised.
It should be filling up here shortly.
Yeah. A blackout tonight from the Oregon City Pioneer student section.
And a neon out for Central Catholic.
Yeah,
so
well, opposites here.
A lot of opposites.
Yep.
As there are some scattered neon throughout the student section.
Yeah.
Pioneer section.
So as I mentioned, it sounds like Portland State Scouts and Oregon State Scouts will be here tonight. I actually see a Portland State Scout talking right now to Oregon City wideout and tight end Sam Mon. So again, already committed for Central Catholic is Brady Breeze and Lamar Winston. They'll be taking their talents to Eugene next fall. The same here to continue my journalism pursuit. So we'll all be down there as a big trio in Eugene. It's one big happy family, not really. But as Trevon Bradford, as it stands for now, is an Oregon State verbal commit. And actually Bradford and Kiave Dennis Lee will be taking visits to Oregon State tomorrow.
As of now, Kiave Dennis Lee, the outside linebacker senior, has an offer from Wyoming and Air Force. He's uncommitted as of now after the season. Oh, yeah.
As we will now stand and take a moment of silence for our national anthem. Toss. And again, we actually have quite a few two-way players here tonight. Toby Okafor will be playing both ways for Central Catholic as he'll play some O-line and D-line. Ronnie Russ will be playing both ways at running back linebacker. Omar Winston, number 32, will be playing as a wideout and a linebacker, mainly as a specified blitzer. And last but not least, Brady Breeze will be playing some running back, some receiver, some special teams, and his best position, safety.
Mm-hmm. He'll do a little bit of everything tonight.
Absolutely. And then Trevon Bradford will play both sides of the ball tonight for Oregon City. He'll play some corner, safety, and some wideout, and maybe even some tailback. Actually, a mistake. The other Oregon City captain is actually number 20, Kiave Dennis Lee. We couldn't see that jersey number from a distance here.
as you can see by both sides of the team, just trying to get their best player on the field as much as possible with Trevon, Lamar, and Brady. They just want them out there.
No, exactly.
They're athletic.
Yeah.
They're playmakers. Just get out there and do something for the team.
Exactly. So Oregon City going all senior captains tonight as we await for the result of the coin toss.
Starting on the offense for Oregon City, your offensive lineman, 235-pound senior, number 52, Max Sybil, 215-pound senior, 58, Aaron Parker.
All right, as we wait for that, I can't stay quiet much longer. This is just too big of a game. Also for Central, I mean, you're going to look at possibly 5 rushing at a time tonight on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to run a base 3-4, but they will rush a minimum of 4 to 5 each time. And it looks like DeAndre Smith, number 13, will get the starting nod at quarterback. Central had been rotating 2 quarterbacks for the past couple weeks, and Smith came in for a little bit of relief against the John Bosco scout team last week late and did really well. Went 8 of 9, 89 yards and a touchdown. Their original starting quarterback was senior Carson Spitznagel. He was kind of struggling a bit over the past 2 games against Jesuit and Bosco.
Against Bosco, he went 21 for 45 with 2 interceptions and no touchdowns on the day. So Bosco's
That's combined.
Oh.
Think about that. That's combined from Jesuit and Bosco.
Yeah.
Very inefficient. I mean, you look at the game film and he forces the ball too much and he pushes it. When he pushes it, he forces it too much. It comes out wobbly. It's not consistent enough.
The arm strength just isn't there for him yet.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Definitely the quarterback for both teams is going to be a very fun thing to watch tonight.
And here's something interesting to watch, too, because the last time I was doing a broadcast against Central Catholic was actually baseball, and Ronnie Rust had just undergone shoulder surgery. So now he is back 100% healthy with football pads. Oregon City will kick off as Central will receive on this beautiful September night here at Pioneer Memorial. And actually, this is KGW's game of the week. Joe Becker is here tonight, roaming around both of the sidelines somewhere.
Going out deep for Central is J.J. Wells, the senior, 5'7", 155, but he's a speedster.
Yeah, don't let his size fool you.
Absolutely not.
He'll burn you off the edge easily. Happened last year, and it happened against Bosco. Bosco couldn't contain him that well, but of course they did end up containing him. So
yeah, if both teams are looking to keep this a close game, they're definitely gonna have to make big plays on special teams.
Absolutely.
Can't give up big kick returns. Can't give up touchdowns. Oregon
City's got to play a solid all-around game, and they've been prepping for that all week, and they showed it last week that they are capable of playing state title contending football. As Jordan Phillips will do the kicking duties yet again for Oregon City. Phillips kicks it deep to Wells. Wells fumbles it.
Ball's up.
And gets hammered by senior Kiave Dennis Lee. Wells bobbled it and almost gave it up as Dennis Lee is probably a split second slow for the ball. So it looks like OSU commit Trevon Bradford will be playing safety along with Phillips, as Phillips has played some great corner and safety over the past few weeks. Great man-to-man bump and run.
Going back to special teams, with both teams being pretty evenly matched on offense with a lot of playmakers, plays like that, fumbles, a touchdown, that could be the deciding factor in this game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So Central will start with Brady Breeze at quarterback, and we've seen this. This is kind of like their wild ram package, as he went 2 of 3 against Jesuit, but he ran a ton. He's got Rust in the backfield and Winston out wide as he does a read option, and he keeps it, and he is stuffed at the line by number 49, Tanner Smith.
Smith returning from injury after he was out last week due to a swollen knee. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play this week, but
he's got a bunch of fluid mixing into his knee.
Oof.
They couldn't get it drained, so he threw on a brace and he's going all out tonight.
You have to when you're going against Central, defending champs.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-time reigning state champion. Breeze out of the pistol again. Rust behind him. 3 wide. Breeze this time another read option, keeps it, and he is forced down by number 49 Tanner Smith again. So Smith getting some early involvement. It looks like that knee's pretty good. Also out tonight for Oregon City is number 5, Connor Mitchell. Mitchell recently went under a meniscus surgery and will be out a minimum of 2 weeks. 3rd and 4 now from the 26-yard line. Oregon City, their defense look good. They know Breeze is just going to run it. But I mean,
as we have a Oregon versus Oregon State matchup out deep with
we
Lamar
got
and Trevon.
Lamar versus Trevon. But this is different. I would not expect Brady Breeze to start at quarterback.
No, Lamar definitely looks more like a linebacker than a wide receiver.
Yep. As Breeze, another read option, and Russ gets it this time and throws his head down, and he might just have enough with the first down.
One ref came out on the short side of the ball. One ref came out on the wide side. So.
Yep. Russ gets just enough for a first down. As a quick 4-yard pickup for Ronnie, we'll move the chains. Also out wide for Central, number 11, J.J. Wells, and number 15, Parker Schaefer. Schaefer is actually the second leading receiver on this team, just behind Lamar. So Lamar and Schaefer, actually no, Lamar and Wells out to Breeze's left out of the gun, and Schaefer out to his right. Rust still in the backfield for Breeze. Out of the gun, Breeze read option, sweep to Rust. And Oregon City hits the edge hard as Kialve Dennis Lee read that edge rush. Tyler Dye also in there. And some Tanner Smith. Oregon City is swarming to the ball.
So far they're doing really good with Breeze and the read option as they're just sitting back waiting to let the play develop.
Yep. Find ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's your number one thing. Find
Especially
ball.
with Breeze, there's no way you're going to get him in the backfield.
No,
so they're
absolutely.
just waiting to make sure he has the ball and then just all out going for him.
2nd and 12 now from the 29. Breeze takes it, and his first pass attempt is wide, and he misses future Oregon teammate Lamar Winston. Make it 3rd and 12 now from the 29. Breeze, he's got pretty decent throwing motion for a safety. Not bad.
Does.
Not bad. I'd never expected that. And with that humongous baseball-like elbow brace he's got on.
See, the advantage, though, with having Breeze in for the Pioneers is they don't have to play safeties deep. As Trevon on Lamar, Trevon is, clearly the faster player.
Yeah.
Same as the cornerbacks out wide.
Yeah.
So they're kind of taking that threat away, so they can really just load the box, put pressure on the receivers, crash downhill up the middle.
Exactly, as Oregon City's rushing 4 tonight, and Breeze is going to take it himself out wide. Now he's looking to throw. Can't find anybody. Makes a man miss. Dives for the first, and he will not get it. He is just short. That was a nice move by Breeze, though.
Very nice. 4th and short coming up.
Yep, Central will bring out the kicking unit. As number 41, Owen White, will do the kicking duties for Central. Back deep is Oregon City's favorite, Javon Bradford. Never know when he's going to take it to the house. Watch the fake, though. Watch the fake. That's my thing. It's 4th and 1.
Early on in the game, though, I'm not sure if you'll see it just yet, but you never know.
Never know. Oh, snap. And a very high and wobbly punt as Bradford signals where it's going to land, and he'll just let it roll. As Oregon City will take over at the Central 23-yard line. Actually, the Oregon City 23-yard line. My bad.
8:48 remaining in the first quarter as the Pioneer offense is coming out.
And for the second straight week, junior Daquan Dennis Lee will get the start. Last week, Dennis Lee was a little too loose and didn't have his best game, but still did fairly well.
Ran the ball nicely on a couple of read options, which you haven't seen too much this year. Had a nice 30-yard run last game. There's DeKoch lined up in the backfield. Rolls out to the right, finds Trevon.
And that is a big Oregon City first down. That was a nice first play. 17-yard gain for the Pioneers as they get it out to the 40-yard line. I like that. Quick rollout by DQ. He knew where his hitch was, and Bradford made a nice catch. But that was a perfect throw. That was right on the money.
That's the one advantage, DQ's out there. Yes, he's inexperienced, but when you have a great receiver out there like Trevon, someone you can trust on and rely on to be there, it has to boost his confidence.
Exactly. Actually, the wide receiver core tonight for Oregon City is the Bradford brothers, as DeKoch gets the handoff, and he picks up another Oregon City first down with a big run.
Gain of 13.
So tonight we have Daquan Dennis Lee at quarterback. His brother is the starting linebacker, Kialve Dennis Lee, who could also see some time at tight end. In addition to both receivers, are the Bradford brothers, Taryn, the sophomore, and Trevon, the senior.
And you really haven't seen Taryn play too much wideout this year. You did see a little last week.
Yeah.
But it'll be very interesting to see that. as I'm sure Central probably weren't too prepared for that.
No, absolutely. And he's a freak of an athlete. He's got over a 35-inch vertical. He can get up.
Very
As
fast.
Dennis Lee drops back, and he's actually looking for him now. And Taryn just misses it. Ball first. Ball first. You can't be worried about Rust running full steam at you, even though how awkward that sounds. Yeah, of course you got to be worried about Rust running full steam at you, but ball first. Second and 10 now from the 46 for Oregon City.
Is right now Central is running with Lamar playing end and Breeze back at safety.
Well, yeah, you got Rust and Breeze running your safeties as
he's playing. Yeah.
Central's just going to rush 5 the whole game. As Tkach gets another handoff, and he's got a big hole. And he is down to almost the 25. We're going to call him out at the about 26-yard line. So a 20-yard gain by Tkach. He's got 2 big runs early on. 33 yards over 2 carries. That's not bad.
He's doing well.
That's not bad.
Lamar's playing almost like a Deion Jordan type role where he's lined up on the end and he rushes, but from time to time you might see him drop back. But his main attribute is his rushing and his ability to get to the quarterback quick.
Yep. As a little bit of up-tempo here from Oregon City as Tkach gets the handoff and bounces to the outside yet again. He picks up even more yards. Knocked out at the 19-yard line, so 8-yard pickup.
He's been patient. He's waited for his blockers to, push upfield a little bit, and then he's just exploded through the hole as he has a decent amount of speed and also a good physical ability just to fall forward.
Yeah.
Second and short coming up here for the Pioneers.
Breeze is going to stick on Bradford's side all night long. Yep. As Breeze leans over to his side before each snap. As Tkach, looks like he got enough for the first. Yep, and it is enough. And an injured Pioneer player on the field. As Tkach picked up 4 for the first, we cannot identify the injured Pioneer just yet. As he is being attended to.
As it appears to be number 52, Max Civil is down for the Pioneers. Starting offensive lineman, senior year. Never good to see an injury.
And real quick, this game is brought to you by Oregon City Physical Therapy. Oregon City Physical Therapy is a premier sports and orthopedic rehabilitation center located in Oregon City. Give them a call at 503-655-4877 or visit them online at ocphysicaltherapy.com.
Quick injury update. He got up and walked off the field on his own weight. Yep. Was limping, so we'll definitely have to monitor that over these.
Did you see the number, Archer?
52, Max Civil.
Max Civil, yeah. Dennis Lee out of the pistol yet again. Drops back and looking for Taryn Bradford. He makes the catch and does not go down. Picks up a solid gain. That was good awareness by Bradford. He knew he wasn't down, just kept going.
He knew he was going to take the hit, but he hung on to it.
Yep.
And a really good play to somehow not be brought down for a gain of 9.
Yeah. Now Oregon City deep in the Central territory on the 6-yard line. As Dennis Lee will stick with Tkach in the backfield. Both Bradfords out wide.
They're playing off Trevon, excuse me.
Yeah.
Might look for a little hitch route or something.
A lot of space. As Breeze will lean over his way, and they give it to Tkach.
Who gets stuffed on the Pioneer 1-yard line.
Central 1-yard
Picks
line.
up Central. Picks up 5.
Yep. Solid running by Tkach early. I think they might hit that 100 mark. I mean, they're already at 50 yards. We're halfway there. Not bad.
On the first drive alone.
Yep. First down and 2 to go for the Pioneers. As Dennis Lee hands it to Tkach, and he is in. So Tkach puts up the first points of the board. 6-0 Pioneers with 6:37 remaining. So the first pair of drives here in the game, Oregon City's defense has been very stout, and they held Central to only 1 first down on that whole drive. They had good run schemes, And Oregon City knew that with Brady Breeze starting, he's only going to run the ball. There was one pass attempt, maybe even two. And his one throw or two throws were way off target. So great first defensive stance by Oregon City. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Dennis Lee has orchestrated one of the best drives I've seen him put together.
Yes.
He hit his
absolutely.
targets. I believe he went 2 or 3 on that drive, yeah. And then they just handed it to Tkach, and he just had 52 yards worth of rushing on the first drive alone. Great, solid game plan being executed so far by Oregon City tonight.
Averaging just over 8.5 yards a carry.
That's not bad at
Against
all.
a stout defense, he's been running very well. And if they keep establishing this run game, eventually you'll see that deep throw up to Trevon. So Pioneers lining up to kick. We have Wells out deep again to return, as he almost lost the ball last time.
And then Dennis Lee ended up flipping him. That was pretty entertaining. Another beautiful sunset here from Pioneer Memorial Stadium as the lights are on full blast for this one. Phillips again will do the kicking duties. Kicks it deep again. Nice kick. Wells this time does not muff it, and he takes it, and he's coming out hot.
Kiave just missing the tackle.
And Wells gets by some Oregon State defenders as Ken-Sean Sloan shoves him out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Small but mighty. What a speedster that guy is. Holy cow.
Here's my thing. It's really hard to get away from Kiave Dennis Lee's grip. I mean, that is.
And he came full force.
That's a
head
man.
down.
That's a man's grip. That's hard to get away from. Wells is lucky on that one. So for the second straight drive, Breeze will be your Central Catholic quarterback. Schaefer out wide, Winston out wide, and Wells out wide.
You see Trevon not playing very deep for that safety position.
No.
As that deep threat just is not there.
Nope.
That's really been Central's Achilles heel is the quarterback.
And another sweep for Central Catholic as Rust just keeps plowing through the Oregon City defense, and he picks up a huge gain. Good blocking by Central Catholic, as they could have got away with a block in the back, and Omar Winston.
Very bad tackling by the Pioneers as all three of them stopped short and reached for them. Yeah. They didn't continue through the tackle. That's definitely going to be against these kind of playmakers. They're going to have to
Well, it looked
wrap
like
them
a huge gain. Ended up one of the safeties for Oregon City shoved him out of bounds. So only a 3-yard pickup by Central. Out of the shotgun again. Breeze and Rust back there. Schaefer, Wells together, bunched, and Winston up top. Breeze hands it to Rust again, and he picks up maybe 1 or 2 again. Dennis Lee in there on the tackle.
Something to watch for is on the near side of the field right now. They have 2 receivers out wide for Central, and only 1 person playing coverage on him as the deep threat isn't there, as Breeze probably won't be able to accurately hit them. And you have Ken-Sean coming over and creeping to watch just in case. But as of right now, they're just sticking Riker out there to cover them both.
Yeah, that's a little risky. And a team like Central, they'll pick that up quick, and they will attack that weakness.
But until Brady can prove himself, really.
No, exactly, yeah. 3rd and 6 now from the 39 as the clock keeps going tick, tick, tock. 5:40 remaining here in the first quarter. Oregon City still going with a nice 4-3 base as we have a timeout. Central Catholic. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Thomas Beck Insurance. Thomas Beck Insurance Agency supports Oregon City athletics and is your place to go for auto, home, commercial, ranch, and farm insurance. Give Beck a call at 503-266-3566. So yeah, so far, I mean, Oregon City's defense standing strong, showing great coverage against the run. I mean, Kiave Dennis Lee is leading this defense. He's got them pumped up all week. They've practiced hard. I actually watched quite a bit of practice, and Dennis Lee is in there on every play. As now we have some more scouts creeping onto the field, as I spy of my eye 3 Oregon State scouts, along with a Portland State scout. Almost looks like Gary Anderson down there.
It does.
3rd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Breeze will take it. Read option doesn't give it to Rust as he takes it himself and hurdles 3 or 4 Oregon City defenders for a first down. That is incredible speed.
A great hurdle and
That
a
is
great ability to
incredible
just land on his
speed.
feet and keep running.
I mean, they only list Breeze as 6'1", 200.
But he is a big dude.
I mean, you throw cleats on, and that guy, he looks like a 6'3", 210 linebacker. I mean, he is a freak of nature. Also a great baseball player, too. Now from their own 46, Central, sticking with Breeze as the quarterback, which, I mean, still don't really understand. I'm still pretty puzzled and baffled. As Breeze will keep it himself, and Oregon City stuffs him for maybe a 1-yard gain. And yeah, like you're pointing out to me before that pre-play snap, they have Riker playing against 2 guys.
And because of that, that means they can load up the box even more.
Yep.
And since Breeze can't throw and he's either going to hand it off or run, they can just commit everyone on the run game. Now, might it come back to bite him eventually?
Oh, yeah,
maybe.
it could, yeah.
But for right now, Central just isn't going to take any chances. They're trying to establish the run game, and the Pioneers can just easily stop it. They're definitely going to need to involve the pass game to really open the run game up.
Yeah. And I mean, Central's done a lot of rebuilding. When you lose 4 or 5 offensive linemen in the Division I schools, it's hard to bounce back from that. As Breeze picks up about 3 or 4 yards to get out to the 50-yard line, Oregon City is just swarming all over the ball. And like you said earlier, they're being patient. They're being patient with the read option. Oregon City's defense being very patient with that read option. They're looking. And then when they find ball, it's like a bunch of dogs in the park. I mean, they're going as hard as they can. 4:06 remaining here in the first quarter. 3rd and 6 for the Rams. Breeze will throw. Pump fakes one way and rolls out the other. And then dumps it off for a Rams first down. Breeze threw that to number 46, Malik Thirdgill, who's also one of their top linebackers.
Coming in at 6'3", 225. Sounds like a prototype linebacker, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That was an interesting play call and design by Central as Breeze, the fake, one way, fake to his weak side, and then a quick quarterback roll out to the right. And
for a little 7-yard dump-off throw that turned into 10.
Nice cross route. As you see, Thirdgill is lined up to Breeze's left as a blocker, and then he can also run that crossing route easier from there. As Rust maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 8 now from the 35. Oregon City defense not allowing a lot of big plays. Rushing 4 every time, and coverage has been pretty good so far.
Even though Sam Bond is out for the week, they've really still been able to establish the linebacker and D-line game.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, Sam didn't play a lot of defense these past 2 weeks, but when he did, he made an impact.
Exactly.
I mean, he was sneaky. How can a 6'5" guy be sneaky at safety? But he was. Delay of game against Central Catholic. That'll push him back to the 40-yard line, make it 2nd and 13. We'll take that. So make it 2nd and 13 now from the 40-yard line. Just 2:49 left here in the first quarter. Oregon City with a nice little 7-0 lead. Breeze out of the pistol. Hands it off to Rust. Rust is stuffed.
Some extracurricular activity.
A little extracurricular activity between
Tanner Smith
and number 70 of Central Catholic, Travis McKay. That was pretty interesting. But then
both kind of threw each other to the ground. Couldn't really assess any penalties because they both were pulling at each other.
Then Smith just went and tapped him on the back, and it's like they're buddies again.
Yeah. As the Central Catholic student section started making some noise trying to get their team pumped up.
Here's my other thing. Westland student section started singing Christmas carols, and that was creepy. Breeze on a quarterback draw, and he almost, I mean, that was a pretty good run by Breeze, as he almost could have picked up the first down, and yet another Oregon City player down and injured. That is his 2nd tonight. And the second off of a run play. It
As
looks
Tyler Dye is down, number 3 for the Pioneers.
and he's also playing with a partially torn meniscus. So that
The senior DB for the Pios.
his brother plays wide receiver at Portland State, former Oregon City standout. And again, folks, this game is brought to you by Oregon City Physical Therapy. OC Physical Therapy is a premier sports and orthopedic rehabilitation center located in Oregon City. Give them a call, 503-655-4877. As Tyler Dye hobbles off underneath his own power, a little shaken up. 4th and 6 now for Central Catholic as we resume play. Breeze will take it, rolls out to his right, looking downfield. He's got all day to throw. The pass is incomplete to Schaefer. Oregon City holds him as Central will turn the ball over on downs. Oregon City will now take over on their own 32-yard line.
Another big stop by the Pioneers defenses. They just have been more physical and just have purely outplayed Central Catholic right now. This isn't the typical Central Catholic team you're used to, huh?
No, absolutely not.
Not as strong of an O-line, and nothing against Brady Breeze, but he's not a quarterback. They just don't have any sort of quarterback play this year. Breeze is an outstanding safety, but just
he's a freak of an athlete, but
that's the thing.
Quarterback
doesn't always just work to
yeah.
plug in an athlete.
No. Dennis Lee comes back out. And he takes it, play action to Koch, and he's looking deep, and he's going for the OSU commit, Trevon Bradford, and he makes the snag. Bradford, huge play. Humongous play. As he gets it down to the 20-yard line of Central Catholic. And just like that, Oregon City's back in red zone territory. That was a throw
What
by
a
Dennis
great
Lee.
throw that was.
That was a great throw, and he almost muffed the read option play action. And he almost muffed it and makes
a 67-yard throw.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Great arm strength, and it was a beautiful ball.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was on point.
And we got to give credit where credit is due. A great catch by Trevon as well.
That was, against double coverage, that was a tremendous catch.
Like I said, when you know you got such a great wide receiver out there,
you got
to feel more comfortable as the quarterback, especially for the junior, Dennis Saquon Lee.
Absolutely. Timeout, Oregon City. And tonight's game is brought to you by Thomas Beck Insurance. Mr. Thomas Beck Insurance Agency supports Oregon City Athletics and is your place to go for auto, home, commercial, ranch, and farm insurance. Call Thomas at 503-266-3566. Dennis Lee out of the pistol with Tkach in the backfield. Taryn Bradford up top, Trevon Bradford down low, and Trevon goes for the sweep on the inside and picks up a few.
Second and 5 for the Pioneers.
Second and 5 now from the 15. Now Taryn Bradford in motion. They fake it to him and hand it to Tkach, and he is almost stuffed in the backfield. Might have picked up one or two. Now about 40 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. 3rd and 6 from the Rams 16 for Oregon City. And that is one sunset. That is
absolutely a great night here from
Great night for some Pioneer football. Dennis Lee drops back, looking for Trevon Bradford, and they hook up for another Oregon City Pioneer first down. So now 11 seconds stuck on the clock. Oregon City is now knocking on the central door on the 4-yard line. Dennis Lee hands it to Tkach, and he is in for his second touchdown of the night, this time from 4 yards out. Danny Tkach, Mr. Touchdown himself.
Yeah. And 55 yards right now on the ground. So there's another Oregon City player down right now on the field. Duncan Cranston, number 72.
That's a starting center.
Yeah, yeah. As he's down right now on one knee.
That is 3 quick injuries for the Pioneers here in the first quarter. That is not good. As Cranston being helped out by the trainer and another offensive lineman, and he is hobbling pretty good, not putting a lot of weight on that leg.
Looks like it could be a pretty bad ankle injury.
Oh.
Never going to see that as he's hobbling off the field. Pioneers getting ready to take the extra point.
Hey, we do actually have a pretty decent turnout in the stands tonight.
Indeed.
As Phillips will do the kicking duties for Oregon City. And the kick is up and good. 14-0 with just 7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Oregon City looking very, very good early.
Offensively and defense, they're executing well, making the right cuts. Good route running so far by the receivers. Excellent placement by DQ so far, throwing the ball. And their defense has just been nice. They've gotten some pass rush. They've stopped the run. They've really done a good job now at wrapping up Brady. He's a hard dude to tackle.
No, absolutely. I mean, you stand next to him and you feel like a peewee again. I mean, for being what they list as 6'1", 200, that's a pretty big 6'1", 200.
Yes.
But I mean,
it is.
Like you know, kind of like you mentioned, yeah, you can be an athlete, but athletes can only play certain positions so well. It's really hard to find a guy who can play every position well. But it was still a very interesting move by head coach Steve Pine going for Breeze as a starting quarterback.
Breeze is a very intelligent football player, but it takes more than that at quarterback. You have to really play it growing up to really understand. It's a very tough position.
It's a lifelong craft.
Yeah, indeed.
As Phillips kicks deep to Wells, as he'll control this one. And Oregon City wraps him up at the 25-yard line. And on that is Taryn Bradford and Kiave Dennis Lee. 14-0 lead here at the end of the first quarter. Central Catholic will now take over with number 13, DeAndre Smith, in a quarterback. Lamar Winston and J.J. Wells out wide. Smith's first pass is a screen to Wells. Winston out wide blocking. And Wells almost picks enough for a first down. Yep, looks like we will be moving the chain gang.
As Winston had pushed Trevon, and a big old number 70 for the Central Catholic, Travis Mackey, was in the way, and Trevon felt him. As Trevon was, having a couple words over at Lamar after the play. So he didn't appreciate what he was doing.
Oregon State-Oregon rivalry right here in the making. Smith takes it, hands it off to Russ on a sweep. Russ bounces to the outside and runs over Trevon Bradford. Russ maybe a little bit smaller, but he is strong. He just rolled over Bradford. That was pretty impressive.
I didn't realize Lamar's strength until that last play when I saw him grab an Oregon City player and just throw him to the ground like it was nothing.
Little no huddle now by Central, and they give it to Rust again. He just bounces off guys. Now only picks up about a 2-yard gain. And Russ just throws his head down and runs.
He does. He doesn't mind taking the hits.
No, he is such a raw athlete.
Absolutely.
Now it looks like Wells in the backfield with Smith. Winston all by himself up top. No Breezen on the offensive side of the ball. He gives it to Wells, sweep to the left. And he just slices his way through the Oregon City defense, and he is about 2 yards short of the first down. Make it 3rd down and short now for Central, as now they are in Oregon City territory. 3rd and 2 from the Oregon City 46.
You have to think this is 4-down territory, I hear.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, they've been running a lot of no huddle.
Inside the 50, short to go. Wouldn't be surprised if they leave the offense out. And as there's a flag on the field,
could be illegal formation or too many men on the field.
as the coach doesn't seem to be too pleased about the call.
No. It looks like his players on the sideline are too far over. Same with their coaches.
Just a warning.
I guess a warning for now. This ball will stay on the 46. 3rd and 2. Smith takes it out of the gun. Swings it out to number 14, Vecchi. And he plows his way for a first down.
Now the offense is clicking, huh?
Now they're rolling. Now
a real QB in the game.
Yeah, they
Again,
got
nothing
Smith
against Brady, but
no, yeah. Smith is a pretty solid junior quarterback. I mean, he's got a
Indeed
pretty
he
good
is.
throwing motion. And 10-19 now here in the second quarter remaining. 1st and 10 on the Oregon City 31 for Central Catholic as they are rolling on this drive. 3 wide for Smith. He's got Rust in the backfield. And he feeds the beast and Rust. Waits for his blocks to establish, and he takes it for a couple.
And this drive, their run hasn't been there, and they haven't gone deep, but it's just been the screens. They've gotten a couple really big gains, and it's worked. Now they're inside the 30-yard line.
I mean, that's one thing Central's always been good with wide receivers being able to block. You don't really,
Absolutely.
You know, we don't really see that a lot in Oregon City, but
No.
I mean, it is appreciated in the Mount Hood Conference.
Especially when you got, over 6 foot, 200 guys out there that can just
it is ridiculous.
throw guys to the ground.
Now we could see a screen here. Smith has 3 receivers wide. Instead, hands it to Rust, and he plows his way almost to a first down. Raymond Oster, senior, number 33, getting a little chippy with one of the Central players.
Central Catholic actually kind of threw him back to the ground after he was getting up, so
it's been a chippy.
Reached and grabbed his ankle.
It's been a chippy game here in the trenches. 3rd and 2 now on the 23. Smith takes out of the gun, feeds it to Rust again. He puts his head down and meets Dennis Lee Tries to find his way for a first down, and he will.
Is this where the Pioneers miss Chris Mangus the most?
I think
just
so,
being a
yeah.
big body up the middle that can just plug it up and allow the
Fourth
linebackers
down.
to crash.
Fourth down yet again. Last drive, Oregon City held him. This time 4th and 1 from the 31. Can Central achieve it? Brady Breeze in the backfield. He'll take it. Oh, and he just cuts back in a huge wide open hole. As Sloan lays a nice hit on him, but that could have drove a dump truck through there. I mean, that was a nice cutback by Breeze.
A very nice. He's a very fluent runner,
He
very
is.
smooth.
And he's going to stay in the backfield.
Why not?
Yeah, Winston out wide. Trips to the right for Smith. Out of the gun, he takes it and just feeds it to Breeze. He cuts back on the same play again, and this time Nick Ill finds him as Oregon City piles on top of Breeze.
Even when they have him wrapped up, he just finds a way to squirm and fall forward for 2, 3, 4 more yards, which is huge.
As Illa gets up a little slow. Just under 8:10 remaining here in the first half. 2nd and 7 from the 11 for Central. Ronnie Rust in the backfield now. Smith will take it. He'll hand it to him. Rust takes it. Fights his way through.
Gain of 5.
Yep. Dennis Lee on the tackle. Third and 2 now.
Again, this has to be four down territory, you'd have to think.
Smith hands it to Rust again. And it looks like he is just short. Yep, 4th down yet again for Central Catholic. I mean, all they've done this drive really is run the ball.
And it's worked, and a couple, 2, 3 screens that have turned into a combined almost 30, 40 yards for Central.
4th and 1 from the 5 is what it'll be, but first, I have a quick substitution for Oregon City.
Fourth and 1 for Central.
Oregon City trying to stack the boxes. Now Central go out of a pistol. Low snap, Smith.
And he is wrapped up.
And Oregon City stuffs Central again on 4th down as Kialve Dennis Lee comes up with a huge tackle.
Do you think the Oregon State and Portland State coaches are looking around at him right now thinking, wow,
I think they're pretty
maybe
impressed.
we missed this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to go back and take another look. OC takes over on turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers on the 6-yard line.
And Dennis Lee still the quarterback for Oregon City. He'll take it with Tkach in the backfield. And he'll feed Tkach for a gain of 2 or 3. As Danny picks up a pair of yards. Taryn Bradford on the bottom, Jerron Bradford up top. Now this time, actually, which Bradford is which?
Starting to look alike, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they're wearing the same type of gloves, too. So Breeze has switched to the younger brother side. Breeze is more hovering over Taryn as they're leaving Trevon man-to-man coverage. I think if I'm DQ, that's something I attack. Dennis Lee just tries to keep it himself and picks up a couple more yards. Third down and calling it 6 from the 10. All right.
As both Bradford brothers are wearing some flashy gloves, it is pretty hard to tell who's who.
It is kind of hard to tell. So Trevon's got single coverage, and he's backing off way back, as Dennis Lee rolls and feeds to Koch on the draw. Danny tries to find a hole, and he might have.
Just short.
No, he's just short of the first. As Oregon City, for the first time tonight, will bring on the punting unit. .520 and counting. 4th and 3 for Oregon City on their own 13. And they will go ahead and punt away. Matt Newerman back to receive. As Central Catholic gets a piece of the punt.
Luckily, a decent bounce.
Yeah.
As Elijah Winston, the sophomore linebacker for Central, made a great play at going out there and getting it.
Well, I mean, the punter took way too much time on that. Yes, we do have Gary Anderson here tonight. Actually, yeah, he is over on the Central Catholic sideline with a pair of his scouts. I'll actually be seeing Gary tomorrow. I'll actually be sitting behind the San Jose bench, row 1, section 9, 5 o'clock kick. So Central takes over with tremendous field positions. They'll take over on the Oregon City 45 after a partially blocked punt. Smith still the quarterback. He takes out of the gun. Play action to Rust, and he swings it out wide to Wells.
He fights for a gain of about 9.
Yeah, and we got some laundry on the field. Could be a late hit. Personal foul, late hit on Oregon City. This looks like Tyler Dye came in a split second too late. So now move the chains even more. Central will take over on the Oregon City 22.
1st and 10 for Central.
Smith out of the gun. He's got Rust alongside him. And they swing it again out wide to Wells, this time the opposite side, and he's got space. He is tackled just inside the 10. Man, he is fast.
He is a speedster, man.
Trevon Bradford on the tackle. First and goal now on the 8-yard line. Central student section getting fired up.
Hoping to see the first points of the night.
Yep.
Fans are.
Smith takes it. He feeds Wells now out of the backfield. And Wells cuts back, and he is in. So Central finally puts up their first points of the board with just 4:35 remaining in the first half.
The power game just hasn't been there necessarily all night, and they put in the small speedster, and he's just been making plays so far. Special teams, receiving, running. As Wells and his coaches are pretty hyped right now.
He's kind of like Brady Breeze. He's an all-around player.
Absolutely. Owen White for the kick. Senior. It's up and it's good as Central now cuts the lead in half, but the Pioneers still in the lead, 14-7 with 4:35 remaining in the second quarter. As both teams still have 2 remaining timeouts, I believe.
Yep.
So definitely it will be something to watch, as 4:35 is enough time for the Pioneers to drive down and score, but you also have to be careful. You don't want to get stuffed.
Yeah.
Central use their timeouts and give them the ball back with too much time left.
Yeah.
Now it becomes a strategy game and what Nyquist wants.
Trevon Bradford deep to receive. along with what it looks like Kiave Dennis-Lee.
As quarterback Carson Spitznagel for Central Catholic is actually on the sideline right now.
In a sling.
In a sling, which no wonder Smith has been playing.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Definitely have to monitor how that works with Spitznagel.
A pitch to Bradford on the kick return, and that barely gets Oregon City to the 15.
Now Central Catholic has life back in them. Student section is run. Narrows where you have to be careful.
Actually, that was not Kiave Dennis-Lee. I think that was Bradford to Bradford, actually.
Oh.
Could have been. So 4:28 remaining here in the first half. Oregon City just up 7. As Central put together a great drive. Put up their first points of the game. Dennis-Lee takes out of the gun. He rolls. Looking for Taryn Bradford. Nothing there. So now he keeps it and picks up a few yards. It's the only bad thing about those plays. When he rolls out, he's only looking at one receiver. He's not looking back.
4 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
5-yard gain by Dennis-Lee on the keeper. 2nd and 5 from the 18. To Koch in the backfield now in the pistol. Now Dennis-Lee rolls the other way looking for Trevon Bradford. Can't make the snag.
Overthrew him, but Trevon almost able to pull that ball down with one hand. Just out of his reach.
3rd and 5 now from the 18. Honestly,
see, now here's the thing. Do you pass and go for the first, but if you don't get it complete, Catholic gets the ball left with 3:40, 2 timeouts. They got time. That's the tricky thing.
Well, I mean, and here's my thing. I think they should really go back to that home run ball they threw. That kind of play. Little play action. So Dennis-Lee of Tkach in the backfield out of the pistol yet again. Both Bradford brothers out wide. Ronnie Russ playing deep safety as Central brings part of the house. Dennis-Lee steps up. He's got a home run ball to Trevon Bradford, and it's complete. Out to the Central Catholic 49-yard line.
A huge gain of 33 yards for DQ as he's found Trevon twice on that deep route. That could turn out to be a pretty good combo this year, huh?
Hey, that was a pretty good call. Go for the home run ball. Go for it. Go take a risk.
You did call it.
No, that was.
I'll give you credit where credit's due, Freeoff.
That was a perfect double move by Bradford on the outside, and
absolutely.
Dennis-Lee hit him on the numbers again. 1st and 10 now from the Central 49. Dennis-Lee takes it, and he feeds it to Koch. He's got a few up the middle. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 now for the Pioneers on the Central Catholic 45-yard line. Dennis-Lee continues to work out of the pistol. Feeds to Koch again, and he is stuffed for a loss. Number 54, Ethan Gallant, coming up with a big tackle for loss.
As Tkach had that massive first drive, but since then, he only has 12 yards on the ground.
Wow.
So
what is he at now, 62 yards?
He's at 62. Unofficial, I should say.
Of course, yeah.
Just me keeping track, but
just
even
you,
then,
just you chipping away at your stone. And Dennis-Lee keeps on the read option, points at Bradford where to block, and he picks up the first down. And Trevon Bradford flattens Brady Breeze. A little payback?
Yeah.
I mean, Breeze rolled over him in the first quarter. Now Bradford will flatten him on.
I mean, next year you'll have to think the Civil War at Reeser. You have to think maybe you'll see a little bit.
Yeah,
they both out there on the field.
Yeah, exactly. If Anderson thinks that Bradford can play as a freshman, and same with Helfrich. If he thinks Breeze can make an impact as a freshman, which I think he can.
And that's the other thing with Anderson being here, able to see Trevon in person. So far, he's been very impressive.
Oh, absolutely. And Tkach takes an almost a horse collar or a face mask, but no, we'll let him play. That tackle did not look normal.
No, it did not. by Okafor.
Okafor, yeah, the stud D lineman for Central Catholic.
Haven't called his name too many times tonight.
Nope. Both Bradford's wide. Oregon City loading the line. Dennis Lee takes it from the pistol. He's looking Trevon's way. Hits him on a quick comeback. As Bradford and Breeze talking some trash back and forth. I like it. So now we have 3rd and 3 for Oregon City. On the 18-yard line. Dennis Lee takes it, hands it off to Tkach, and I think he just got enough. He might have. He might have. Just short. 4th down for Oregon City. 4th and 1 on the 16. And Nyquist will leave the offense on the field.
As so far, Central's 0 for 2 on 4th down. This is the Pioneers' first attempt on 4th.
Yep.
Definitely be an interesting play
Actually,
call.
Central's 1 for 3 because of that Brady B's run.
Yeah.
Dennis Lee out of the pistol, hands it to Tkach, and he is wrapped up by
Oh, but he
Okafor.
falls.
But he keeps his feet moving, and he might have got it. Let's see where they spot it. And they're giving Oregon City the 1st down. Great awareness by Tkach.
A great second effort by Tkach as he just pushed.
Okafor looked like grabbed him by his head.
Mhm.
Just tried to wrap him up that way. And yeah, great awareness by Tkach as he picks up a huge Oregon City 1st down. Only 35 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. Dennis Lee feeds Tkach again, and he is stuffed. Got to take a timeout. Timeout Oregon City with 29 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. Tonight's game, folks, is brought to you by Oregon City Physical Therapy. Oregon City Physical Therapy's professional staff is committed to working together as a team to exceed our patients' expectations by helping them to feel healthier, stronger, and pain-free. Give them a call at 503-655-4877 or visit online at ocphysicaltherapy.com. So just a very mere 29 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. And Oregon City has displayed tremendous offense tonight throughout the game, both through the air and on the ground. Dennis Lee's looked very sharp, very sharp.
29 seconds left remaining in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers is they're probably going to look to take a couple shots, and this is where you miss them on right here.
Oh, absolutely.
So they can't just throw one up as easy.
Or you have Smith. You can run Smith. And Dennis Lee fakes, and he's looking for Trevon Bradford.
He's been
And
held.
he was
Pass
held.
interference.
Pass interference. That could have been 6 if he wouldn't have held right there. The Central Catholic defender wouldn't have held. So let's see where they spot it. As the Oregon City student section very involved as they yell, "You can't do that." They're very good at that. They know their football once in a while.
As Trevon also did a pretty good job selling it as he kind of
yeah.
flailed his arms around. Still
Yeah.
attempted to catch it, but
Yep.
a very good job by Trevon to sell that.
So they will spot it. Where are they spotting it there? 8-yard line? Is that what we're calling it? Yep, 8-yard line for the Pioneers.
24 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Second down and 8. Tkach gets it on the stretch, and he is stumbled. As Oregon City burns their final timeout remaining. 19 seconds left, and that was a highly questionable play call there
Absolutely.
by Nyquist. I don't know where that was
Especially
going.
with one timeout remaining. Now they have to take shots. And if they get a completion that isn't a touchdown, they have to spike it. And they might not have that much time. So
Well,
very
it's 3rd down
highly
now.
questionable. Exactly.
3rd and 6 on the 10.
And that's the thing is you want to also pick up the first.
Yeah.
But if you get the first, you still have to spike it, which gives them almost no time at all to run another play. So
No, exactly.
a very questionable call indeed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and they no. Did they have Bradford side by side? Or was it too wide? So it was too wide. It was typical pistol. I mean, you gotta, I would say run a fade with either Bradford. Run a fade on both sides. I mean, each of them can go up and get it. They both have the athleticism. Let them go up and make a play. But yeah, that was a very questionable call by Nyquist.
And now it's 3rd and 6, so, I mean, they got 2 shots, I guess, to look for the end zone.
Yep. Here we go. 3rd and 6 on the 10. Dennis Lee takes that out of the pistol. He's looking for Taryn Bradford, and he is sacked. As Oregon City tries to rush the field goal team onto the field. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the ref won't let him snap the ball. At the end of the first half, Oregon City leads 14-7. And Oregon City will receive after the half, but Central with huge momentum.
As Central with a couple of big plays to end the second half.
And as we head into halftime, this game is brought to you by Thomas Beck Insurance. Thomas Beck Insurance Agency supports Oregon City Athletics and is your place to go for auto, home, commercial, ranch, and farm insurance. Give Thomas a call at 503-266-3566. And welcome back, folks, here on OregonSportsBeat.com. Again, folks, as we are almost concluding here with halftime, this game is brought to you by Oregon City Physical Therapy. Oregon City Physical Therapy is a premier sports and orthopedic rehabilitation center located in Oregon City. Give them a call, 503-655-4877.
Thomas Beck Insurance Agency supports Oregon City Athletics and is your place to go for auto, home, commercial, ranch, and farm insurance. Call Thomas Beck at 503-266-3566.
As we are twiddling down here the final minutes of halftime, let's go over our keys to the game, Archer. Here, I'll address the Oregon City, so then you can address the Central Catholic. So before the game, we discussed that Oregon City needed at least 100 rushing yards by half, and I think they got pretty close. It looks like they got just above 65 or so. And that's pretty solid against a stout Central defense. Consistent throwing. Dennis Lee displayed amazing consistency in his throwing.
Absolutely.
Beautiful deep throws, and we did not see 1 minute of Riley Rexine in the first half. Good protection. Yeah, the offensive line has held up pretty good. Yes, there has been some early injuries. Hopefully that got resolved during halftime. Defense has definitely set the edge. Great run defense and great pass defense. Haven't allowed Central to get down the field a lot except for their one scoring drive. They've also held Central to 1 for 3 on fourth down conversions. Oregon City's also got great pressure on the quarterback, which started out being Brady Rees, and they couldn't really get pressure on DeAndre Smith. Smith just made too many quick throws and too many quick handoffs.
Yeah.
No big plays. Oregon City did do a great job about no big plays. Yes, the one big play you can take away from that first half is the Brady Breeze cutback on a fourth down. Other than that, Oregon City limited Central to a lot of small plays that they just kept repeating in order to get yards and score that touchdown. What do you see about Central?
Well, for Central, getting ball to playmakers,
a lot of J.J. Wells.
A lot of J.J., and that's just the thing is it hasn't been the typical Lamar. Lamar really hasn't had the ball at all in this game, and Breeze has had it through running as a quarterback, but hasn't really had any receptions or anything. So for the most part, the Pioneers have done pretty good actually at stopping them at getting ball to playmakers. Route running has been pretty good, especially with Smith coming in.
Oh, yeah.
As a lot of their routes have been easy, though, granted. Short little screens, just short little throws. You know, sometimes they turn them into
a lot of bubbles.
Exactly. For defense, Breeze and Winston have to make plays, and it was
kind of so-so in that first half.
It was so-so. They made some good tackles. Neither of them had a sack or didn't really get to the quarterback too much.
Well, I mean, and it's so repetitive because you're running that base 3-4, but you're rushing 2 off the edge each time, and Lamar's just going to rush off the edge each time as you'll have Brady playing either side of safety, and Brady's done a pretty good job. I mean, yeah, they haven't forced the ball towards his side much, but.
And for getting pressure on DQ, the inexperienced quarterback, in the second quarter, they did a lot better than the first. First, they really didn't get anything on him. He had lots of time.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the second quarter, they got more pressure on him and had that pivotal sack at the end that prevented Oregon City from scoring any points since they had used their timeout on that questionable run call.
And that was actually the only sack of that first half.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Oregon City's gotten great pressure on the runs, too. The run defense has been very stout, very clean. Not a lot of penalties in this game, not a lot of laundry on the field, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't hold up the game.
Neither teams have really had too many
that
flags.
was a really quick first half. I mean, that was just over an hour. We're almost set here to kick off the second half, and it's not even 8:20 yet.
Exactly.
So it looks like Dennis Lee will take over yet again during the second half as he's throwing some warm-up tosses. I was really impressed by Dennis Lee in that first half. He did a great job of keeping his cool, standing tall in the pocket, not trying to make a lot of moves, and standing in there and making a good, clean throw.
And now, has he excelled? No, not necessarily. I'm not going to, he hasn't, but he's done the job, and that's all, especially, a new quarterback. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
You can't ask for him to be like a Tim Tawa. Just gets out there, and you're like, he just makes plays out of nothing.
Yeah.
With DQ, all he needs to do is just protect the ball. He can't take very many sacks, can't give it very many interceptions, and really just has to be a smart, safe passer. But I will say also on his 2 deep throws to Javon, they've been very well
on
placed
the
balls.
money. Absolutely.
He floats them in just over the defender. So if it's out of reach for Trevon, it's going to be out of reach for the defender, which is a great skill to have.
Yeah, and we also had Gary Anderson here for most of the first half, as I still see a Portland State scout wandering around on the sidelines talking to Oregon City athletes and the athletic director. Along with that, I think, we still have a couple OSU scouts kind of scattered around. Actually, we have a pair of Portland State scouts here tonight, as Sam Mon holds a Portland State offer, and Keave Dennis Lee looks like I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up a quick Portland State offer after this game as well.
They'll definitely be looking into him. Same as Oregon State, you'd have to guess.
Oh, yeah, same as Oregon State. So Owen White will do the kicking duties
or they
for Central Catholic.
They may tell Keave to try to be a walk-on maybe next year if he can't quite get an offer.
Or a position
from them,
change.
Or a position exactly.
Position change for a scholarship.
Exactly. It's hard with the limited scholarships you have.
Yep.
That's what happened with Chris. They asked him to be a walk-on.
Chris
took
Mangus,
on the challenge. And now, guess what? He's an Oregon State Beaver. He's actually here tonight for the game.
Yep. And actually, you know what? That's not another Portland State scout. You know who that is?
Who?
That's Thomas Hamilton in a Portland State jacket on the Oregon City sideline. Redshirt freshman quarterback Thomas Hamilton, who's playing at Portland State right now, is actually on the sideline with a few former Oregon City players. As White kicks it away. Wow, that's a kick.
Whew. To the 5-yard line.
Javon Bradford takes it at the 3-yard line. And he looks to bounce to the outside and stumbles backwards as they barely got it past the 10. And the official's going to give him a reasonable mark just about at the 20-yard line.
Other than their
whoa, this is what? Both quarterbacks are on the field right now for Oregon City. I actually saw this a little bit in practice this week. Rexine was taking reps as a receiver.
Huh.
So Dennis Lee's at quarterback and Rexine's out wide on one side. And Taryn Bradford is out wide on the other. And Trevon Bradford's in at tailback. Dennis Lee takes it. He hands it to Trevon Bradford. Bradford out of the backfield looking for wiggle room and doesn't get much.
I guess when you have a good athlete like Riley, you just try to get him on the field some way, as he's now being pulled off.
Kind of a decoy.
Yeah. No surprise there. Keep Central thinking.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As Trevon Bradford picks up a couple. Bradford picks up a couple on the run, and Tkach is back in the backfield now. Bradford
Second
brothers
for the Pioneers.
Yep, Bradford brothers out wide. Dennis Lee hands it to Tkach. He bounces around and finds a seam for a solid pickup. Third and short now. 3rd and 2 on the 23 with 11 minutes remaining.
Pioneers looking to take away any momentum Central Catholic had been building leading up to half.
Yep.
Half.
Dennis Lee out of the pistol, Tkach behind him. Bradford brothers out wide. Dennis Lee low snap, play action. He's looking to pick it up himself, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. So a sloppy snap leads to no yards, and Daquan Dennis Lee is down in pain. Actually, no, that's not DQ. That's yet another offensive lineman for Oregon City.
It's hard to see what number it is.
Yeah.
As we think it's number 52, Civil, who's down again for the second time in the game.
Yeah, that's the second time
That's not good to see.
No. His ankle again.
Never good to see that, especially going down twice in one game. He's being helped off the field. Able to put pressure on his feet, though, so that's a good sign.
Oh, now he's walking away fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Stinger.
Yeah.
And Central gives a lot of those.
As the Pioneers have elected to punt here on 4th and 1. Makes sense. They're on their own 24. They're up 7. Play it safe.
Only their second time punting tonight. 23 set back to return for Central Catholic. And the punt this time gets away and takes an unlucky bounce, but just bounces behind the 50-yard line. So Central will take it over on their own 45 now, as we got some laundry on the field. Looks like it could be a potential hold or a block in the back.
Trying to figure out what the flag is on the field, as it's a hold call
on Central Catholic.
Against Central. Added to the spot of the kick, so that'll back him up.
So from the 45, we will go to the 35. All right.
Pretty easy switch, huh?
Yeah, hey,
the ball was right on the 45.
Yeah.
So. As we have Breeze out wide.
So now Breeze, Breeze is a receiver, Wells is a receiver, Winston is a receiver.
You have to think when he goes to Oregon next year,
oh yeah,
he'll be a safety.
Yep. So 4 wide now here for Smith with Rust on the backfield. 10-14 remaining here in the third quarter. Smith takes in, he feeds Rust. Rust cuts up the middle and almost for another first down.
As Tanner Smith is down on this field, appears to be in pain.
Tanner's not even moving. That's he's
it
barely.
Almost looked like he was knocked out.
Yeah,
when he first went down.
He's barely moving.
Not a good sight to see, especially since he's just been coming back from injury.
Yeah, that was
brutal, man.
There's something about Ronnie Rust and running over guys. I mean, he has plowed through this Oregon City defense tonight.
With the Oregon State scouts here, I think they may be taking a look at him. You know, he's kind of a versatile player. He's been able to play DB fairly well.
Yeah.
Good runner. A good two-way player.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Well, and they could look at him for basketball, too.
Yeah.
Smith gets up and walks away in somewhat of his own power. That knee's still giving him problems, especially that big old bulky brace underneath his pads.
It's interesting because Ronnie is ranked 10th in the state overall, according to Rivals, but still doesn't hold any offers from any school yet. So,
yeah, and I mean, he's got that baseball offer.
That's right.
So we will see, though.
Yeah.
No football offers yet.
No football.
But, I mean,
as he's an excellent baseball player.
When you lead a state championship team in tackles and you're only 5'8",
exactly.
You think you'd get an offer, too, for football. I mean, this is the same guy who had over 100 tackles as a sophomore.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, though, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. 2nd and 4 now from the 41 from Central. Smith will feed Rust again. Stumbles. Throws his head down and goes up the gut.
He took a bobbled snap and made something out of it. There's a flag on the field. An
unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will most likely be thrown at Oregon City's way for a late shove.
Breeze is ready. He was lining up. He thought the play was going.
Yeah, Brady's ready.
That's the mentality, though, he'll have. He'll have to have next year at Oregon with so many great athletes there. He's going to have to be able to prove himself.
Yep, and a personal foul on Oregon City. That'll just move the chains even more. Spotting him at the 36-yard line.
Central's done a really good job at just clawing and scratching their way back into this game. It hasn't been a pretty comeback, but they've been moving the ball. They got 7 before half, and now they're looking to even up the score.
Oregon City could really use a stop. Central going 4 wide again.
Offsides.
Jump. No, false start on 46.
Malik Thirdgill.
Yep, second leading receiver on this team. Yeah, quick false start.
Took a step.
Oregon City will take anything they can get right about now.
Back him up. 1st and 15.
And that'll move the ball back to the Pioneer 41. As Coach Pine looking to run some no huddle if Smith can get to it. 9:35 remaining here in the third. Smith gets in, he feeds Rust. He is taken down after about a yard or two.
And a good play by Bremen to actually come around off the edge.
Great play by Oster.
Stuck with the running back and made a great tackle. 2nd and 13 for Central Catholic.
Oregon City still rushing 4. Now Smith, his first throw. The second half is out wide to Breeze, and Jordan Phillips with a great wrap-up tackle. That's the thing. You can't go high with those guys. These are the same guys that do weight training at 4 a.m. every single morning. You can't go in high. You can't try and hit them high. You got to go low and wrap. That was a great tackle by Phillips.
Great play by Phillips, absolutely.
3rd and 11 on the 41 with 8:45 remaining.
And with Spitznagel down with an injury, this is really Smith's time to try to step up and maybe win that job.
As he fakes it, and he's looking deep for Winston. Oregon City gets pressure. As we got a holding call, and he throws it away. I think Oregon City's going to decline this and then force it to be a 4th and 11. Make Central punt.
Maybe, but also the hold was about 10 yards back, so really that's like a 20-yard setback if they choose to accept it.
And it looks, it looks like they're going to take it. At least
Might as
Central's
well.
already moving back.
Yeah. Yep, and they are. That'll be 3rd and forever.
Yeah.
As the ref dropped his flag on accident.
Wow, that's quite a hold.
Yeah, indeed it was.
That was quite a hold. Central rushes to the line. Where are we even at right now? We're not in Narnia.
3rd and 34.
3rd and 34. Wow.
As the D-line's trying to get the O-line a jump false start.
So 3rd and 34 back on Central Zone 46.
Trevon playing way deep on this one.
They're going to pump fake, and he's looking for Wells over the middle. Tip pass by Vandervoort. Great awareness by Vandervoort for the tip.
The defense coming up, making another big play.
This
on
Oregon
third
City
down.
defense has played a great job tonight.
Absolutely. Especially the front 7.
Oh, that front 7's been great. So 8:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter as Central Catholic, as expected, could not convert a 3rd and 34 on their own 46. As Oregon City sets to receive. Bradford back deep. White doing the kicking duties for Central Catholic. Oh, slow snap. Could have been a block in the back. Bradford will let it bounce, pick it up, and step out at the 10. So 8:15 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. DeQuan Dennis Lee staying out there as the quarterback for Oregon City. Here's my thing. If Oregon City can get a score here, that would be huge.
Coming into this game, I thought this was going to be a back and forth offensive game, but
I expected kind of a shootout.
Defensively sound game, and I mean, you have to think if you can get up by 14 with this much time remaining, it might just be able to do it. DQ hits Bradford.
I do have to give one quick shout out to my former photographer, Nick Cutter, who's now at George Fox University. Nick, I appreciate all those weeks of hard photography that you did with very spotty lighting, but you did a great job. Thanks again, Nick. 2nd and 7 now from the Pioneer 13. Dennis
8:10 remaining left in the 3rd quarter.
Dennis Lee will take it out of the pistol with Tkach behind him and the Bradford brothers out wide. Dennis Lee looking, has Tanner Smith over the middle for a big first down.
And that's what he brings to a team. You know, he plays sound defense, just a great pass rusher, a great coverage linebacker as well. But from time to time, they plug him in at tight end, and he can just slip right up that seam and make a big play. Good play calling by the Pioneers.
Great play calling. So 1st and 10 now from the 34. As Oregon City milking a little clock and gaining yards. Solid strategy. Dennis Lee will take it out of the pistol and hand it off to Koch, and he is stuffed behind the line.
Central's run D, really, after that first drive, they've given up almost nothing. Under 20 yards combined after the first drive. Second and 13 from the Pioneers on their own 31-yard line. Looking to make something happen here as you don't want third and long. As we have the Bradford brothers lined up out left. Two tight ends out to the right.
Dennis Lee rolling out, looking deep for Taryn Bradford and settles for Trevon underneath, and that's not a bad throw. And it is complete.
Now you have to think 2 yards, third down. If they don't get this here, maybe think about going for it on fourth. But it'll be an interesting play as the run game really just hasn't been going so far. Are they going to throw here on third? It'll be very interesting to watch. Bradford brothers lined up out wide.
Dennis Lee's going to work out of the pistol to Koch behind him.
One tight end on the line.
Two tight ends. And Koch powers his way up the middle for yet another Oregon City Pioneer first down. Oregon City running with a two tight end set, spreading them out. Number 94 Sled on one side, and then number 49 Smith on the other.
Pioneers are just wasting some clock, trying to drive down the field, get some points. You have to think, even if they settle for a field goal, 2 possessions, it's going to be tough the way Pioneers' defense has been playing so far this game.
Dennis Lee out of the pistol. Play action. Going deep for Trevon. Tries to draw the pass interference call, but cannot. That was risky. He threw a breeze his way, and luckily, that ball was nowhere near him.
And the safety was sitting there deep. Not a smart decision by DQ. It had worked earlier only because the DBs were behind Trevon. Not so much on that play. Second and 10 for the Pioneers on their own 44-yard line.
Dennis Lee's played a great game. He's played outstanding, actually, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Koch gets the feed. He finds a hole. Picks up a solid 7-yard gain.
Third and 4 for the Pioneers.
6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. This is big. Dennis Lee working with yet another two tight end set, this time Oster and Smith. Bradford brothers out wide, and he feeds it to Koch. He is stuffed. Maybe a gain at 2.
They're still fighting for the ball.
Nyquist is going for it here. Nyquist is going for it. Here's my thing. You cannot run the ball in this situation. Let DQ work out of the shotgun, roll him out.
See, this is where Riley's speed might be a good bet.
Throw Rexine in as a receiver. They tried it earlier.
Why not?
Or watch the sweep. Watch the sweep. Dennis Lee's going to work out of the pistol. Bradford brothers wide. This is a big momentum shifter right here. Dennis Lee takes a snap. He's looking Trevon's way.
Oh, as Lamar just makes a monster
batted down
stop
by Lamar Winston.
He read that the whole time, went up and over the offensive lineman, and swatted that ball straight into the ground.
Well, when you're a 4-star athlete going to Oregon, I should expect you to make those types of plays. He's been quiet all game.
Yeah.
Huge momentum swing. As Central Catholic will take it over yet again on their 48-yard line. Smith going with the empty set. 3 wide. Oh, and here comes Rustin Lake.
And that's why Lamar is being recruited to Oregon. He hasn't done too much, and then he makes a play like that.
Yep.
Just a freak of an athlete.
So 3 wide of Rust in the backfield for Smith, and he's going to feed it to Rust up the middle. And he gets stuffed. by Kenshawn Sloan and Kiave Dennis Lee. Right down the middle. 2nd and 8 now here for Central on the 50.
A huge drive for Central here as they're really looking to put up points.
All the momentum is in their favor.
And that's how it's been for even most of the first half after OC got out to an early lead, but OC continually just making plays on defense to shut them down.
Smith takes it. He's looking to throw. Swings it out wide. And Oregon City. Fumble!
Ball's on the ground, and Pioneers do recover.
Pioneers recover the fumble. As Vecchi only got the ball for the 2nd time the whole game. 1 time's too many. And he coughs up the rock. Bradford forces the fumble.
Riker with the fumble recovery. Number 24 for the Pioneers, a junior DB. 4:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter for the Pioneers.
Dennis Lee takes out of the pistol and feeds it to Takachi. Bounces to the outside.
Woo. Takes a hard hit.
Ouch. I felt that one.
He'll feel that one for a while.
Oof.
Second and long for the Pioneers with the Bradford brothers lining up outside. 2 tight ends on both sides of the O-line. Hands it up to Koch up the middle. Takes it for a nice gain of 3. Third and 5 here for the Pioneers.
Yep, 3rd and 5 on the 48. As Oregon City continues to dwindle down the clock, they also have to pick up yards.
Lamar's obviously looking to make another big stop here on 3rd down this time.
Central now rushing 5 like they have been all game. Play action. Dennis Lee's got good protection. Almost throws an interception. And he's lucky there. And that incompletion will stop the clock.
And that was Malachi Salou on the stop, a sophomore linebacker.
Actually, that's TJ Salou's little brother. Wow. Dennis Lee is lucky.
Absolutely.
That should have been a pick.
Luckily, Brayman was able to turn around and at least put a little bit of pressure on him.
Oregon City punts it away. This time they'll pin Central. Not really. And it hit a Central player.
And
Oregon City recovers. Whoa! You got to be kidding me. It hit the Central player.
They'll get it right. They'll get it right.
There's no way that stands. Oh!
As it what appeared, I should say, to blatantly hit a Central Catholic player in the back, and Oregon City recovered.
Wow. A huge blown. If this stands, that's a huge blown call. That hit him.
I think everyone and their mother saw that one, huh?
Yeah, that was holy shnikes.
I'm up in the booth and I could see that one.
You gotta be kidding me. We're gonna. You're kidding me.
As an eruption of boos is happening right now from the Oregon City side. Well, Central fans couldn't be happier.
Oregon City coach is holding back Gunnar Cedarberg right now and Nyquist. That is a huge blown call. That's terrible.
1st and 10 for Central Catholic from the 20-yard line.
As Oregon City gets pressure. And Smith sneaks one out to number 10.
Michael Abraham.
For a solid 5-yard gain.
2nd and 6 here for Central. 2:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pioneers still holding the lead, 14-7. But the way this game's going, oh man, could go either way. Smith with the handoff, kept it. Getting just a few yards on the carry. Another tackle by Dennis Lee. He's put himself together a pretty nice game, huh?
I still can't believe that call. That's terrible. But the show must. The show must go on.
I'm sure the Pioneer coaches are over it and they're focused on stopping this offense.
Third.
The offense hasn't been clicking, but it's the kind of offense that on any given play they can erupt for a big play.
3rd and 6, kind of a sloppy snap to Smith. He's looking deep, and a terrible throw. No, there's no flag. That's called clean defense. That's called clean coverage.
Absolutely.
See, now man-to-man still exists in like a pro offense in this college system.
Does. A big stop for the Pioneers.
Bradford deep to recover. White will do the kicking duties for Central Catholic.
And as Bradford really hasn't had an opportunity yet this game
hasn't.
for a return.
White's
a lot of them have been dribblers or near the sidelines.
Yeah, White's done a good job.
Obviously hoping to impress some scouts maybe with a nice return. Another slow snap, a returnable kick.
That's a nice kick. Bradford will return it. And
breaks it to the outside.
His way away. Late hit! Late hit! Holy shnikes. Oh, man, that was bad. You can't lay out a guy like that. And that's a big, costly penalty there for Central Catholic.
He waited so far, so then he caught it and he was going 3 steps backwards. He needs to get back and then go for it.
So instead of being marked at the 26, Oregon City should be up near the 40.
Surprised they didn't miss that one, huh?
At least they didn't. If they would have missed that, then man, we got to move the ball, boys.
I know. All they got to do is just put up some points, and it might ice the game. Because one possession at any given moment, like I said.
I think milk out the rest of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah. Central's offense hasn't been clicking, but with playmakers.
Big, costly penalty there.
With Ronnie, Lamar, and Brady, at any given moment, any of those guys can break out for big plays. So they really need to get some cushion right here.
Big break for Oregon City. Now the Pioneers will take over on their own 41. Dennis Lee in the pistol. Bradford brothers out wide. Tkach in the backfield.
Wouldn't be surprised if they took a shot here at some point, as the run game just hasn't been going.
No, Tkach can only pick up 1 or 2 yards at a time.
Central's run defense has really picked it up.
Very stout. As Tkach picks up 1.
Has about unofficial 80 yards on the ground so far tonight.
Yep.
2 rushing touchdowns, so putting himself together a very nice game.
So Taryn towards the bottom with a huge mismatch. As a stretch to Tkach, Taryn's way, and he maybe gets 1 or 2 more yards. If I'm Nyquist, I let Dennis Lee throw the ball, but
you have
easy quick routes like unders, crosses, slants.
And then boom, eventually hit Javon deep.
Yeah.
Or even Taryn, who hasn't been involved as much.
Or even Taryn, but I mean, here's the thing: when he plays Ronnie and Brady both back at safety, that's a tough task. But I mean,
you might feel more comfortable throwing up to Javon, who knows if he can't catch it, he at least can maybe get a hand on it, so it's not an interception.
As Ronnie will hover over Taryn's side.
3rd and 7 for the Pioneers.
Brady looks for a safety blitz. As he'll back up. As they're looking Trayvon's way, and he works his way back, and it's an interception. Number 19 for
Jared Reed, the junior defensive back, making a great play at tracking that ball and picking him off. Is
the one time Dennis Lee makes a progression back towards the other way, he throws a force.
And it wasn't necessarily that bad of a throw. It was just behind, just by a foot or two, which in football is the difference between a catch and a
Jared Reed, you
interception.
said?
I did. as Central takes over with 41 seconds remaining in the third.
Smith looking deep. Now for a screen to Ronnie. And he's got big yards.
With a nice play for Central. Central in Pioneers territory on their 43-yard line. 1st and 10 with 25 seconds to go in the third. Smith with the snap.
Hands it to Rust. Rust takes it, and he is met by the Oregon City defense. Dennis Lee with yet another tackle.
Man,
he is having a big game.
Him and Trevon have stepped up.
Yep. That'll do it for the third quarter as Oregon City maintains their lead, 14-7. Now that was a gut-wrenching up and down third quarter.
No points, but a great quarter.
That was a great quarter. Oregon City proved themselves that quarter.
That's the thing, is you feel like Central has had the momentum for the most part, but continuously getting stopped on 3rd and shorts, 4th down. So eventually they're going to have to put something together, and they just haven't been able to.
Nope.
But both defense, I will say, have been playing exceptional so far.
Oh, great defensive game. Tonight's game, folks, is brought to you by, yet again, Oregon City Physical Therapy. OC Physical Therapy is a premier sports and orthopedic rehabilitation center located in Oregon City. Give them a call at 503-655-4877.
And we're back in the fourth with Central taking over, 2nd and 10.
Brady Breeze gets the carry, bounces to the outside. Picked up a huge gain, 4 or 5.
Third and 4 for Central here with a big third down.
Big third down. Smith will hand it off to Breeze again. He looks to work to the outside, and he gets it.
Breeze with another carry. Like I said, at this level, you just got to have athletes, and they just stick them on the field and they play. And
exactly.
Breeze is one heck of an athlete.
Yeah, he is.
He's definitely going to be a fun player to watch.
Winston looking lost. He's not even lined up for the play. And they feed it to Breeze again. This time the opposite side and up the middle, and he is
tackle.
He is taken down by Illa. "11 minutes on the dot remaining here."
2nd and 9 for Central in Pioneers territory.
Smith has played a pretty good game for Central since he's taken over.
Nothing flashy, but he's got the job done, kind of like Dennis Lee, except the interception.
Yep. This time Smith keeps it, and he finds his way to almost a 1st down.
Illa with another tackle for the Pioneers.
Third and short, 3rd and 3 from the 18. And Smith hands it to Wells, and he is stuffed.
Just short. Another 4th down attempt for Central. So far, it hasn't gone great this game, but
they're leaving the offense on the field.
You have to in this situation.
Oh,
leaving
man.
Breeze out there.
Oh, another 4th and 1. Another 4th and 1, this time on the 17.
With the student section roaring, getting loud.
It's a power play to Breeze. It's the only reason
Can't
why
see what else.
It's the only reason why he's in. Unless Smith keeps it, you got to bring the house. He gives it to Breeze, and he
gets
cannot
wrapped.
get it. Dennis Lee with the huge tackle. Wow.
Dennis Lee is having himself a game so far. Huge tackles. As there is a player down on the field. As Tanner Smith is down again on the field for the third time this game. Number 49, junior.
Tanner Smith's down yet again. Wow, that was an exhilarating play.
Coming back from injury, he wasn't 100%, and that's when it gets tricky. I know you want to play your best players, and especially against Central, but now this might happen, now he might be hurt for an extended period of time because of that.
Wow, that was a great play by Kelby Dennis.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was,
If Gary's still somewhere in the crowd.
I think he's pretty impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed. .9:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pioneers with a 14-7 lead that has been that way since the early second quarter. Dennis Lee out again. Trevon
in at tailback. Riley Rexine out a receiver with Taryn Bradford as Oregon City loads his left side. Dennis Lee stretched to Trevon Bradford. He tries to cut upfield, gets a few.
Couple gains.
Second and 7 now for Oregon City.
Second and 7 here for the Pioneers.
As Trevon will stick in the backfield with Riley Rexine and Taryn Bradford out wide.
Ooh, little misunderstanding on the handoff.
Yeah, as Bradford is
as there's a late shove by 34.
No call. All right.
You just
As
Elijah just gave a little late shove. It's a borderline one, but I think the refs understand. They just need to let the guys play. Yes, it's getting chirpy, but
yeah. As they take Toby Okafor out of the game, that could be helpful for Oregon City as they try and power their way through for 4 yards to get a first down. Dennis Lee out of the pistol. Bradford's out wide, looking.
He has someone deep.
He has a double
Steps
move.
up in the pocket. Almost a good play by Dennis Lee to escape pressure as he stepped up in the pocket.
He had Trevon almost wide open on that double move deep. As that punt is almost blocked, as Breeze will take it.
Looking to wrap him up as
Brandon Dillon makes his first tackle of the game.
another good special teams tackle by the Pioneers as Breeze got past a couple guys, but was able to wrap him up before he exploded for too big of a gain.
7:35 remaining here in the ball game. Oregon City still up 14-7. Here's where boys become men on this drive.
Absolutely.
This is where you go from high school to college, right here. This is a big drive for both teams. Smith will run with Wells in the backfield. Lamar out wide. Hands it to Wells. It's a sweep. Cuts back. Maybe gets 3.
2nd and 7 coming up for Central.
Tyler Dye comes up with the stop. 2nd and 7 now from the Oregon City 49.
Seven minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Hands off to Breeze up the middle. Explodes.
Sloan.
Who's slow to get up as well.
I would be too if I tried to lower my shoulder at Brady
Yeah.
Breeze at full speed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially being a couple inches shorter. Oh, and then he falls to the ground.
Yeah, he took a shot. Well, I mean, that's my thing. Central Catholic's been great. Whenever they run the ball, they try and do those cutbacks. They try and do those cutback runs.
Yeah. Sloan tried to get up and play through, but realized he couldn't, so he just fell to the ground so the trainers could come out and get a good look at him. Still take him off the field. Probably just got hit hard on that one.
Yeah.
It's hard to take down a guy like Brady Breeze.
That's full speed.
Yeah. Head down, too. Man.
Oh, man. So 3rd and short here for Central Catholic. 3rd and 1 on the 43. As at least you and I expect another sweep or power to Breeze.
Yeah. it's worked so far, especially on 3rd and 1.
And a sloppy snap, and that gives Bradford just enough time to get him.
See, what I'm not sure why Central keeps calling is they keep pounding up the middle, and then they're running sweeps on 3rd and short, and they continuously have gotten stuffed. Now a must-go 4th down.
That was a healthy spot. Bradford on a great wrap-up. 4th and 3 on the 44 for Central. Here we go. Can Oregon City come up with yet another stop? Smith takes it, looking for Winston. And comes up with his first catch of the game.
And that's what he's good for, possession receiver. It's not going to burn you. Big body can back you out and just go up and get it.
Exactly. Phillips on the coverage. Gave him a little bit too much breathing room. Here's my thing. Phillips has to play. When he's guarding Omar, he's got to play up tight because he knows he can't burn him.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Bradford, you got to play closer up.
Absolutely.
5:50 left on the 36. Smith out of the gun. He'll take it. Fake to Breeze. He's looking deep. Tight end screen.
A big gain for Malik Thirdgill on that play.
A little tight end screen. That was a little play out of Oregon State's playbook right there.
Exactly. A classic play.
Oh, classic power play with old Caleb Smith, Brady Camp, Connor Hamlet. Oh, yeah, the good days.
5:30 remaining in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 for Central from the Pioneers' 21-yard line. Obviously looking to punch the ball in for 6.
They got 21 yards to do it. Smith will take the snap. Feeds it to Rust. He tries to bounce to the outside. He throws his head down and maybe gets 3 or 4.
A really good run to continuously knock a tackle and then to put his head down and fall forward for a couple yards.
I thought Oregon City had him on the edge right there.
Me too. That was one of the keys to the game for the Pioneers, and so far, I don't know, in the second half, haven't been doing it quite as well.
Yeah. 2nd and 6 now from the 16. Almost 5 minutes remaining. Oh, man. Smith out of the gun with Russ in the backfield yet again. Winston one-on-one coverage against Bradford. He's got Wills out wide with Schaefer. He takes it. He's looking Winston's way on a slant. Finds room in the zone coverage and slides down to the 3-yard line. Bradford can't give him that much room. Can't give him that much room. Because
First time.
Little plays like that.
Yeah, that's when Lamar's really effective.
Yeah.
It's on those short yard plays when he can just a big body.
Yeah, he'll just use his body.
1st and goal here for Central from the 2-yard line. Smith looking to punch the ball in quick.
Smith going out of the pistol. He's got Russ behind him. Didn't know where he was.
Gets the edge and
Russ
gets a touchdown.
The edge.
Russ with a huge rushing touchdown for Central as they now make this a 1-point game, hoping to tie it up with an extra point, but too many times at the high school level have we seen missed extra points, I'll tell you. So it's not tied up yet. .433 remaining in the 4th quarter. It's going to be a big opportunity for Dennis Lee to prove why he deserves that starting spot. kickers lined up for the extra point.
And White.
Snaps it. And almost gets to it and blocks it.
Oh, man.
Kicker puts it up and through to tie the game at 14-14. Central obviously with a huge comeback and a great drive to tie up the game.
Oregon City has all 3 remaining timeouts, correct?
I do believe so.
3 timeouts, 1 drive. Got to use it wisely.
1 goal, end zone.
Yep.
As both sides of the stadium are getting pretty pumped up. Central obviously excited to tie it up. Oregon City excited for the chance to be able to drive down and win this game. So
Yep.
this is why it was
man.
picked for game of the week.
Yeah, this is
Turned out to be a great one.
crunch time right here.
Absolutely.
How would you go about this drive if you're Oregon City?
See, the thing is you want to play it safe,
Yeah.
but it hasn't worked at all this second half. So wouldn't be too surprised if on an early down they took a deep shot to Trevon. Not necessarily even a deep shot, but just, maybe a 15, 20-yard slant across the middle, trying to get some sort of momentum, because it's been the drives that they've been able to do that has set themselves up for the run game, which eventually has led to a touchdown.
Yeah, I really couldn't agree more. My thing is give Dennis Lee passes to where he can put the ball on the money. Don't give him a lot of deep routes, just give him easy routes. It's kind of a shorter kick.
Returnable. Oh, as he
Bradford
drops
muffs it.
He plays it safe, lets it go out of bounds. A smart play by Trevon.
Man.
He kind of nonchalantly walked up to the ball to catch it too, which is not a good thing to see. So Pioneers will take over with 4:31 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Taking over a terrible field position on their own 10.
90 yards to the end zone.
90 yards in 4 minutes and 31 seconds.
It's possible, but like I said, at the same time, you don't want to give this ball back to Central Catholic
No.
too early on.
Too momentum.
That's why you're going to have to run it once or twice every set of downs, because you can't afford to get a couple incompletions.
No. Breeze will be on Taryn Bradford's side. Rust will be covering Trevon Bradford's side.
Do you think they'll take a shot here?
2 tight ends set in the pistol. It's Koch in the backfield. He's looking for Taryn. Makes a great catch.
What appears to be about 8 yards.
Taryn made a nice catch.
Bradford Brothers, baby.
That was a nice catch. Should be enough for a first down, but we're calling him about a half-inch short.
Wow, more than I thought.
Yeah.
So there's now 4 minutes remaining, so, time is starting to become a factor. Eventually, they're going to have to, hurry it up a little.
Breeze and Russ swap sides. Dennis Lee out of the pistol. He hands it to Takachi. He's got the first down.
That's what they needed. Didn't need a big gain.
And, of course, now the clock stops for a bit.
Exactly. The one bad part is, DQ has to run to the sideline every play.
Yeah.
So, that's a big time factor, especially when they start coming down to just a few minutes remaining.
Yep.
3:30 remaining left in the fourth quarter.
Russ is playing middle now as a safety, disguising as a linebacker. Breeze is back as a safety, and they try to run it. And Takachi gets stuffed. If I'm Oregon City, I do not run the ball that
That's
early.
what I was talking about. They want to play it safe, but playing it safe just hasn't gotten it done.
Nope.
It's when they've been taking shots, going long with DQ to Trevon, that has been successful for them. And I know you want to play it safe, but
yeah.
to win a game against a Central Catholic kind of team, you got to take a risk.
Yep.
2nd and 10, I wouldn't be too surprised if they took one here.
Yep. Breeze will hover over Bradford as Russ sticking with that middle spot. I say target Taryn. Bradford in motion. They give it to him on a sweep. He's going to throw it to his brother.
Oh, short.
And he comes.
No,
and
incomplete.
He almost comes down with it. As Trevon.
The Bradford to Bradford connection just wasn't there on that play. As he underthrew it a little, so Trevon had to go. Taryn had to go back and try to catch it.
If Trevon would have threw that a yard further out, that would have been a huge completion.
Luckily, Central Catholic defenders didn't turn around. They didn't quite see that ball. So
yeah.
And now as they have Brady Breeze, who just dropped a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Thought he was going that deep. I was like, not sure what they're doing.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 for the Pioneers, needing to pick up a first down.
Dennis Lee will work out of the pistol. Bradford's wide. He's looking for, screened it to Koch. And he's got enough for the first down. It looks like it, at least.
Not quite. Couple yards short. Even though they blitzed, they weren't quite able to pick up the first.
Timeout, Central Catholic. Oh, man.
As it appears the Pioneers are going for it. 4th and 3.
And yet again, folks, one more time here. This game is brought to you by Thomas Beck Insurance. Thomas Beck Insurance Agency supports Oregon City Athletics and is your place to go for auto, home, commercial, ranch, and farm insurance. Give Thomas Beck a call at 503-266-3566. Now back to the action. If I'm Oregon City, I punt it. I would not give Central Catholic this good a field position, but Nyquist is going with his gut big time here.
But in this caliber game, it's high risk, high reward. If they want a chance to win this game,
you can't run the ball. You run the ball, then you're done.
And if they give it up, Central will take over on the Pioneers 28. So a crucial play coming up for both teams.
3 wide for Oregon City. Four wide, actually. Timeout, Oregon City.
As they were just trying to draw them off. That makes sense.
2 timeouts remaining for each team. Oh, man. This is...
As the punt team is now coming out for the Pioneers. Do you smell that? It smells like overtime to me, maybe.
Don't jinx it yet, Archer. Oh, man.
This is the worst part about the end of games. It's all the timeouts and all the not playing time. I just want to see these guys out there. This Lamar Winston down on the sideline was being pretty hyped about that.
So cast a bomb. Will hopefully send a bomb away.
Brady Breeze out deep to return.
Breeze calls for fair catch.
Falls down.
So
they'll take over on their own 44-yard line. 2:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. All tied up at 14.
2-minute drill.
2-minute drill. That's what they practice for.
Smith comes out with Rust as his tailback. Breeze and Winston and Third Gill all out wide. Third Gill got the disguise behind the right tackle as a tight end. Fakes it to Rust. He's looking over the middle. No flag. Great call by the official.
It looked like he did kind of get an arm around him and kind of trip him up.
As the ball was coming, Third Gill. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
he's tangled up his feet.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm sweating bullets up here. 2:20 remaining. Second down and 10 on the 44 now for Central Catholic. Winston out wide with Wells.
Little mix up with the wide receivers. Winston and Wells finally settled.
Russ is in the backfield. He gets it, and he picks up around 5. Big third down here for Central Catholic. Oh, man. I thought they almost had him in the backfield. 3rd and 5 on the 49. Does Central Catholic have 12 men on the field?
They have 12. Oh, they can't come up.
As Central Catholic calls timeout, as I believe they almost had 12 guys on the field.
It looked like there was another tight end lined up end, so I was like, I'm probably not right since no one else is saying anything.
1:38 remaining, 3rd and 5 on the 49. When play resumes, this is
Tick tock, tick tock. 1:38 left.
This is
If
ridiculous.
the Pioneers can stop them, they'll burn a timeout and get the ball back with some time remaining.
This has been an absolute great game. This is probably one of the best games we've seen in a long time.
And usually people want to see the high-scoring offense, but it's been enjoyable watching two great defenses just go at it.
Yeah.
Team just stuffing the run.
Smash mouth football.
Absolutely.
Crucial.
As it's 3rd and 5 here for Central on their own 49.
Smith has Breeze in the backfield. You got to think it's a sweeper of power. Winston and Wells out wide. Schaefer up top. Smith looking Winston's way. And
Wells
gets Wells for the
wide
first
open
down.
route. A huge first down for Central as they come in clutch with a throw to Wells, who's really been a star of this game. Not one we talked about too much pregame, but
The Breeze sweep. He cuts back. Gets about a 2-yard gain.
Dennis Lee with another tackle. As there's just under 1:10 remaining, kicker must start feeling a little bit of nerves in his stomach.
Second and 7 on the 37. And they're going to keep running with Breeze. He's going to try and establish the edges. Dennis Lee gets in on the stop.
As Kiave comes up with another clutch tackle.
Oh, man.
And Vandervoort.
50 seconds and counting. No timeout by Central Catholic yet. Now just 40 seconds on 3rd and 7 on the 37. Smith will take it out of the gun with Russ by his side. Looking Winston's way. Now he rolls the other way. Looking. And he completes it for a huge loss. Huge loss by Central Catholic. As I don't know how Smith got that ball away. As Central Catholic is probably going to take a timeout with 5 seconds remaining.
Try to get one Hail Mary up, huh?
Oh, man, here's the game. Oh,
You've been watching BYU these last couple weeks? It's possible.
Man. Don't say that, Archer.
I'm just one last heave to the end zone.
Oh, man. So with 4 seconds remaining, Central Catholic's going to try and throw a Hail Mary. Oh, man.
Well, looks like we might be heading overtime, but not gonna jinx it yet. 45 yards to the end zone. It's been done. So this game is definitely not over yet.
A pick 6 has also been done too.
Hail Mary is a little harder. It's harder to catch it.
As long as this isn't the jail Mary when Berto Vici for Arizona State threw it to
and he stood there waiting for the ball, and Jalen Strong
came
around and
USC.
caught that one.
That was a game.
What a game that was. Well,
So Winston, Rust, Third Gill, and Breeze all bunched together with Wells by himself. 5 wide for Central Catholic. As you got to pay attention to Wells. What if they do a cross or a hook and lateral? Here we go.
As there's only 4 really playing.
He throws it up way short and is knocked down. We are headed to overtime at 14 all.
As we are headed into overtime from a thriller of a game, Central coming back, all up at 14.
So each team will have a shot at the ball, as each team will get the ball on the 25-yard line and see whatever they can score. So it's just like college.
Exactly.
Oh, man. See, now, if you're Oregon City, if you win the toss, do you take it or play defense first?
You always play defense first.
Yeah.
So you know if it's fine kicking a field goal versus if you get the ball first on offense, you're not sure if a field goal is going to be enough. So you always play defense first so your offense knows what they have to do.
Yep. Ooh, boy.
Captains are getting ready to come out.
Oh, man. This is ridiculous. I'm just trying to find words to describe this. I never expected this coming into this game.
Absolutely not. Well, like we said, both teams are very even, and
yeah,
that point has been proven as neither team were able to pull out a W so far. So
extra tension is needed. Oregon City wins the toss. Oregon City won the toss and deferred and will play defense first, just like you called, Archer. So Central Catholic will take over.
See, I do know a little bit about football.
Yeah, that a kid. Oh, man, it's like sudden death.
Exactly. There is no there's no time clock, just a play clock in overtime. Starting from what I believe to be the 25-yard line.
Yep.
Start out 1st and 10.
Honestly, I haven't been so nervous about an overtime since, what year was that Civil War? 07? When James Rogers won it on the fly sweep and double OT. I haven't been this nervous.
Is that one of the last times they won?
Yeah, it was actually. That's cute.
quick overtime rules. Both teams get a chance on offense. If Central Catholic gets a field goal or a touchdown, Pioneers have the opportunity to match.
Yep. As Smith will work out of the pistol, he's got Russ behind him and trips to the right. Wells, Winston, and Breeze, and he hands it off to Rust, and he's tripped up.
A yard loss.
Tanner Smith with a big tackle.
If Central gets a field goal here and the Pioneers get a field goal, we'll go into second overtime. If Central gets a field goal and the Pioneers score a touchdown, then that's game over. So they either have to match, or if they can score more, then they win the game.
Second 11 on the 26. Out of the shotgun. Russ by Smith's side. Winston out by himself. Wells and Breeze lined up to the top. He's looking Wells' way, looking for the crossing route. Now he dumps it off to Rust. And he is just short of the first down. Third down and short for Central Catholic.
Good play recognition by Vandervoort to get around off that screen and pursue after the running back.
3rd and 6 now for Central on the 21-yard line.
Now you have to think, if they don't get this, do they trust their kicker enough to hit this, or?
Sounds like an Oregon problem. In the past.
In the past.
In the past.
Oregon's kickers last year, he was 11 for 12. He was all right.
Yeah.
That just proves how little they kick. But we got a good games on our hands anyways.
So Smith will work yet again out of the gun with Russ by his side. He's got Third Gill lined up as a lineman. He's rolling out to the right, looking for Wells. He's got him on the cross. He's going deep for Breeze. Touchdown Central Catholic. As Breeze burns
Riker Daniels on
Daniel.
that play, who tripped and fell. An unfortunate play for the Pioneers, but a great play by Central. To see that mismatch on Breeze on Riker, to trust him enough to go up and get it. Great play calling by Central. As they now take a 6-point lead, hoping to make it 7. White attempts the extra point. It's up and it's good. Central leads 21-14. Now the Pioneers will take over on the 25. Have to score a touchdown to send this game to second overtime. A great play by Central.
Riker has been exposed every week, and yet Nyquist and Swanson agree to continue to throw him in there on that side, and it's not worked out well.
Just not sure who else to put in. Yeah. Pioneers really lacking in defensive back.
Yeah.
A great front 7.
Secondary spotty.
Yeah. Well, they do have Trevon and Phillips, who are great players.
Trevon can only play one side. Yeah.
It's just their depth. That's all that hurts them.
I mean, throwing Rexine, he's got better size than Riker. He's got more speed than Riker. As now it's Oregon City's turn.
See, this is where not having a Sam really comes in hurt, where they need some sort of possession receiver to be able to get not a big game, but just enough. They're lacking that right now. The Pioneers are.
Bradford's are stacked up top. 2 tight ends to the left. Tanner Smith in motion. Koch takes the handoff. Gets maybe 3 or 4.
A gain of 2 by Tkach. Nels brought his rushing total up to almost 85 on the day.
2nd and 8 now from the 23-yard line for the Pioneers. Dennis Lee out of the pistol. 2 tight end set with Bradford brothers bunched up to the right.
Watch out for a Smith up the seam right here. Send him in motion again.
He's going in motion again. Same motion as last time, and they run the same play. No, now to play action. Dennis Lee's got to get it off. And he hucks it up into triple coverage, and it's out of bounds.
He waited too long, so then his throw was too far out. He needed to get rid of that ball earlier. If he's going to take a shot, he can't wait until Trevon is already almost out of bounds.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of mistakes young, inexperienced quarterbacks make. It's something that, as the season goes on, he'll progress in and learn what to do.
We can only hope.
A huge 3rd and 8 coming here for the Pioneers from the 23-yard line, needing to get a touchdown to send this game to second overtime. Bradford brothers out to the left.
2 tight ends set to the right now, so flip-flop the formation. 2 edge rushers for Central Catholic. Looks like they could bring 6. Play action rollout. Dennis Lee looking. Sacked by Winston.
And that's where his size and speed is so good. Coming off the edge, able to throw off blockers and make a huge, huge play for Central Catholic. That was one of the keys to the game, is that they can get pressure and make a big play. There's 2. A huge play. Now it's 4th and 18 for the Pioneers, as they just have played for one last chuck up.
I run a Hail Mary.
Central Catholic student section getting very into it. Fourth and 18 for the Pioneers. Bradford
Why go out of the
right.
pistol? I mean, you got to be kidding me. Why go out of the pistol? Really? This isn't youth. Let Dennis Lee work out of an empty pocket and let him hug it up to, I mean, just run 4 seams.
Yeah. I will say, keys to the game, they've just hit them all in this overtime pretty much for the most part. Breeze and Winston make big plays. Winston's made a huge plays. Get to the quarterback. They did that. And then just make big plays in general.
Yeah.
They did all 3, and
on both sides of the ball.
On both sides of the ball. And now, because of those, they're probably going to win this football game. So, 4th and 18 coming up for the Pioneers here. One last chance to hopefully pick up a first down or a touchdown. As Dennis Lee's coming out. The Bradford brothers out right. 2 tight ends
and
to the
again,
left.
Nyquist is going out of the pistol. 2 tight ends set. Now they're bunched up to the right yet again.
Central starting to play back.
As Dennis Lee takes the snap, and he's got the edge rusher. And he steps up in the pocket and hucks it. And Trevon comes up with the catch. Oh! Bradford comes down with the ball.
As he ran into ref. A humongous play by Trevon on 4th and 18 from 33 yards out to make a tremendous grab to try to send this game to double overtime. And this is why it's been game of the week, huh? Truly spectacular football play.
What was that from, the 33 you said?
33. It's not over yet, though. Extra points are still, especially in high school, it's a huge part, so they still need to tack this on.
Oh, man, that was crazy.
What a game, huh? Pioneers having no offense almost whatsoever after the second quarter. For backs against the wall, final play of the game, to come up with a play like that.
You smell hot dogs? I don't smell hot dogs coming down from the student section of Central Catholic. It's like Westland all over again. That's not hot dogs. Oh. That's a special kind of hot dog down there. And Jordan Phillips was probably the most crucial extra point attempt of the night right here. Phillips was the most crucial extra point right here. This is the most crucial extra point.
Absolutely. Absolutely
all
it is.
Night. Oh, man. Oh. Oh.
Oh, no, as it's a botched snap. And that will be the ball game.
That's the ball game.
On a botched snap, backup quarterback Riley Rexon sent high. Tries to make a play out of it, but unable to. As Central Catholic comes out the win in overtime, 21-20 over the Pioneers. Well, we said how crazy the game is, and what a weird ending to a football game, huh?
Archer. That was a great game.
It was. It was absolutely a great game.
That's all I can say.
Both teams should walk away with their
Heads.
Heads held high.
Yeah.
Both defenses played spectacular.
I'm Caden Freehoff, my color guy Jacob Archer. We will see you October 8th on our homecoming as Oregon City will host Clackamas. Good night, folks, and thanks again.